Alright guys, I wanted to go ahead and start a video series since I've been seeing a lot of people trying to pick up tournament organizing for fighting games, and well, uh, I'm so sorry. It is a hard road. But if you're here, then you want to learn how to run a tournament or host maybe another event, and I'm here to hopefully rid you of your headache. My name is Chickzama, and I am about, oh my goodness, I think it's been about 5 years, maybe more, of hosting various events of various sizes for different games and communities. So I've had my hand in a lot of things. Alright, let's get to the main need of it all. So far, you have about 2 sites that most people use for bracket running, and that's Challonge or Smash GG. Now, Challenge I would say is more for like an one-off shoot tournament. Not really big. You can't really handle big tournaments. You can, but I don't recommend it because it gets kind of messy. But you can run it if you have like maybe under 100 people. Once it gets over 50, it gets a little bit hectic. At least to view. But it's simple, easy, anyone can sign up for it pretty quickly. It's the go-to for any casual tournament. And secondly, you have Smash GG. Well, I think anyone who knows me knows how much I complain about this site, but it has its benefits. It's good for a professional look. You have fully customizable front page, and you can do a lot of different things with it. I recommend it if you're going for a professional look or you're hosting a professional tournament or with entrants over 100. It is much more useful than Challonge. It is really slow on mobile, so do not think about using Smash GG on mobile. It also has a lot of bugs, so expect a lot of errors. And it does have a little bit of a higher learning curve than Challonge. Though right now we are going to talk about Challenge in this video, so if anyone is interested in the Smash GG version, I'll probably go ahead and cover that at a later time. But right now, Challenge. Alright, so first things first, let me go back a little bit. Now hit create a tournament, hit tournament. You're gonna pick your account right here, your name, it should automatically default to it. You want your tournament name to list the date in the name, what your game is, what's the theme, and if it's a region locked in there as well. Then you have a URL, you want to have that glamored so everyone knows, like, it's easier to find, so put it topical. Your description is your rules. That's where you put your rules on what the tournament is about, who's allowed, etc. Your game. You know, just enter the name of your game, find it in the list, add it. Your type of tournament, we have single stage and 2-stage. Do not ever use 2-stage. That is, it challenges a way of trying to do pools. Don't use that. It's not accurate pools. You only want to do single stage tournament. Format, there's multiple formats that you can use, but your normal is double elimination and it's a tournament standard. Unless you have a very small amount of entrants, you might want to do one round robin, but you're normally going to just be doing double elimination. Do not click the split participants. That is, no. Don't do that. Grand finals as well, leave that as 1 to 2 matches. Don't touch any of this, just leave it at 1 to 2. Registration, you have an option to provide a list or host a sign-up page. Providing lists means you want it private, posting a sign-up page if you want it public. So a lot of these options you have to make sure you click what you want ahead of time and it won't let you change later on. So to save yourself some time, make sure you hit everything correctly. Registration fee, you can have free or paid. Make sure you do free. Participants, if you want to do a team tournament, you hit require participants to register as a team if you want to do a team tournament. If you want to put a cap on your tournament, say you don't want to have more than 50 people enter, you type in the number here. Anyone else that signs up, it'll go over and have them on the waiting list. But you don't have to do that either. Start time. Make sure you go into your account settings and set your time zone. Whatever you put in here, it'll start in your time zone, and anyone else looking at it, it will automatically convert. So make sure you set the exact time. Do not mark it as tentative. Make sure you set an exact time. You don't want to have people guessing when you're going to start. We don't have to worry about this either. Don't worry about it. There's a few experimental features that you can use. Require participants to have a verified email. That means, say if you have someone you want to ban, it makes it harder for them to get in. Or if you don't want any bots. I haven't had any problem with bots, but that's one option. Allow specific countries for registration. That's if you want to go ahead and region lock it and you can enter your country there. You don't have to worry about predictions. Advanced options, most of this is correct. Don't touch it. The only ones you would want to use or change is share admin access. That is if you have an extra bracket runner, you're going to type in their name there. It sometimes glitches, so you might have to refresh the page, or you have to like click it on and off. Don't refresh the page. You might have to click it on and off, like there, it picked me up. Because if you refresh the page, you lose your progress. Don't do that. So just keep typing it and it'll show up eventually. It's one of the things that's kind of glitched. And just click on the name and that allows someone else to report matches for you. So you have to click that. When you're done, you're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do the host sign up page version. Because it's pretty much the same as list and we can look at list later. But if you click host sign up page, it'll automatically pick this up and make your page publicly visible. Go ahead and click that so people can find it. You're gonna click save. And now you're good. So let me go ahead and add some participants. So most people can just click on the page, you send out the URL to everyone. Say, hey, I'm hosting a tournament, and then people can just click sign up from there, or if you want people to manually DM you, if you have it private, you can do so as well. By using the the private version, like add a list. But you can still add people if you have an open bracket as well. We have, go to participants, display name. Display name is, say if they have a different name on their Discord, or they want to have just a different name overall. Or if they don't have an account, you can just type anything here and just add it, and it adds them to the bracket. If they have a specific challenge name, you can put the username or the email there, and it'll pick up like an avatar if they have one and their handle. So let's go ahead and add some people so we can test out a bracket. We'll have add a couple more each. Alright, we'll add 7 people. As people sign up, this list will grow. Or if you need to add people, you can just add people there, and it'll grow as well. I'll put them in the order that you added them, or they signed up. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this now, since we're here. We have shuffle seeds. You see each number next to the names of the entrants? These are based on the strength of the player. I highly recommend, and I will stress this very, very much. What you want to do is, if you know who's your stronger players, make sure you seed them from the strongest to the weakest. You don't want to have the strong players fight each other right off, and you don't want too many of like the strong players on the same side of the bracket, or you don't want to have them all fighting like some of the weaker players. You want to mix it up a little bit. So you would assign by strength. The person who, pretty much for the way I say it, you're gonna shuffle seeds if you don't know who everyone else is. Like shuffle the seeds. This is of course a bit after you close your check-in and after maybe a little bit before you're about to start or you're starting. I recommend starting this phase about 10 minutes before the tournament starts. So I would shuffle a couple of times, then I look for the people who I know are strong, and I put them at the top. in the order I think. Who do I think is going to win? That's what I ask myself whenever I see who do I think is going to win? Who has the potential to beat this person? Who is stronger? Who might be a little bit weaker? And so on and so forth. The strongest to the weakest, and then if I don't know who they are, I just leave them as is because it's shuffle seeds. Alright, I definitely forgot to add this because it's pretty important. Say you have people from the same region or they fight often. You don't want to have them fight like right off either. Especially if they're like a top player or if they're very strong. After you seed everything, you can actually go to your bracket tab and manually seed people if you want to move them somewhere else. Let's say E fights A a lot, so we're going to move E all the way over here. You just grab E and move it down and it'll switch. Here, now that that's done. Let's see what else is here. Then I go to bracket. You can set like check-in actually. Let me go ahead and bring that up. You can require check-in. I like manually checking in people, but you can make your life 10 times easier by clicking this. Have check-in and note it prior to an hour or 30 minutes. I recommend an hour before the tournament starts. Make sure you go down, save changes. And whenever it's an hour before the tournament starts, it'll give them an option on this page to check in. This front page. And the cool thing about this one is anyone who has not checked in, it'll automatically set them aside and it'll move them out of the bracket. Or move them to the bottom of the sheet, the seeds, and you can delete them off of the bracket. I highly recommend deleting anyone who has not checked in. There is pretty much no reason why you should let anyone who has not checked in an online tournament in, or just leave them in. Unless you're like super strapped for time. You can leave them in if it's like maybe a more casual tournament, but if you're playing for money or prizes, I highly recommend deleting anyone out of the bracket that is not there. It's also like a little bit easier on yourself because you don't have to remember who was in or not. So that looks good. Let me go ahead and set this up so I can... Let me set it to today. Whoops. So it's about to be midnight. I should put this to midnight. There we go. So now it'll let me do the option now to show me actually doing the tournament. Blah blah blah. Alright, there we go. Check-in is on the way till 12. You can manage check-ins if you're doing that. And there's the button over there. You can check in these people manually. If they check in themselves, it'll look like this and it'll show them checked in. Anyone who's not in, it'll show... Let me put in one more person actually. It'll show no checkmark. Once it's in this check-in time, you can process the check-in results early. Do not do that. But for demonstration's sake, I'm going to do it so you see how it looks like. Last few. It'll automatically remove people from the bracket once check-in ends. And your participant list will look like this. I'll show everyone else who checked in, and the person who did not check in is deleted. It automatically removes them. If they some reason you want to give them a grace period, maybe 5 minutes or so, and they come back and they, oh, I'm here, you can just hit reactivate. And if they're not here, you can just remove them. So we're gonna go ahead and remove them for tournament's sake. Once everything's done, everyone's in, you hit the start tournament button, and it starts. The bracket is set. If for some reason you need to go back and fix it, you can go ahead and go to settings, advanced options, reset or delete. You want to reset the bracket. Do not delete. Delete is like permanently yeeting the bracket. You have to reset the bracket. Only do this if you have not done any matches. Like if you hit start tournament by accident and you didn't mean to. Because if you hit reset, it'll reset the entire bracket. And if you have like 3 matches already in, you will lose the results for that. But we're gonna go ahead and start the tournament and I'll show you how results work. So we have E versus A. Let's say E 1 over A 2-1. Save that, moves them on, sends A to the loser's bracket. And if you see onto the side of the names right here, there's a number, a tiny number. Those are seeding, like we talked about earlier. The first seed was over here. They did not fight anyone first round, so they're already in second round waiting. Everyone else had to fight first. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the results for these. Takes a little bit. If it doesn't work, just go ahead and refresh your browser. Or you can off-click it, or click off it. I'm gonna put 12. Alright, let's say you messed up though. You wanna re-click something, you need to fix the results. The easiest way to go is look at the match before. Let's say W messed up. We messed up on W's like input. You click on edit scores. I'm gonna say it was 113, 432 that actually won, and they only had one. Just click on the score, change the numbers, submit score. It'll give you a warning real quick. Hit the submit score. It'll automatically change it. So we'll keep going like this for a while. I'm just gonna click through it all so you can see what it looks like at the end of the tournament. Everyone who lost is going on to the loser's side. We're just gonna go through it so we can just show how it looks like at the end of the tournament. But it gives a chance. The reason why you don't want to do like the multiple stage tournament is that people won't have a chance to fight other people from different sides of the bracket, so that's why we never use that. We want to give people a chance to fight different people. And again, you'll be doing this. Hopefully you'll have extra help. I highly recommend having a bracket runner especially if you're doing multiple jobs like streaming and commentating or such. Alright, so this is okay, so let's say, let me put this in an example real quick. So ASD came from losers. If ASD wins this set, it'll bracket reset. What the bracket reset is, since I hadn't lost a match and I just lost one, we have to do one more extra set. So we have to do one more, and whatever the win outcome is, we put the results and that's it. But if I win if I win, that's it. That's the tournament. The tournament will end there. It'll pop up the box saying, do you want to end the tournament? It'll give you an option to change anything if you haven't yet, or if you think you maybe messed up on something, you can change it now. If not, you hit end the tournament, and it'll give you results. And that's about it. At least for Challonge. Things to note though. Depending on how many entrants you have or how fast or slow your game is, that depends on how many people you want to have actually on stream. It's typically good to let losers side matches play up until top 8 and have winners maybe like 2 or 3, 1 or 2, depending how fast or slow again. Have them on stream. Also, again, make sure you double check what the standard is for your game that you're running. Some games have 3 out of 5 all the way, some have 2 out of 3. It depends. Again, research. Same with the time for your game. You do not want to have everyone staying over late, and you do not want to keep anyone. People have work, people have to go eat. You don't want to put your staff under a lot of extra stress either. The number one key for having people come back is a clean, well-run, on-time tournament. Everyone will come back if you can do that minimal. Again, I think the good things to follow, make sure you write out your rules properly as well. Some of the basic ones I would say are make sure there is no Wi-Fi. Make sure everyone has a wired connection. Even if you have rollback netcode, it will not save you from Wi-Fi. If you're running a non-rollback game, it might be good to put regions. Like your region lock it to certain areas. West Coast to East Coast is pretty bad. And there's some other places, like majority of Europe can't connect to other places, like far off. It's good to just, again, do your research. If you're playing for fun, then it might be alright. Just make sure you state it's what regions are allowed for each tournament. It's also very important to list the Discord in the rules, and if you're sending out a tweet, make sure you list the Discord in there and make sure you require them to enter the Discord. It is very hard to track down people in Twitch chat or over social media, so definitely have them do that. Again, I go in with the mindset of I have to handle or have to hold the hands of majority of the entrants. I know that sounds kind of rough, but it'll save you a lot of headache in the meantime. Also saving yourself headache, expect things to go wrong. Things will go wrong no matter how well you plan. No matter what you do or how many people you have, something will go wrong. Just accept it, try your best to fix it in a timely manner. It's also really good if you're on mic. Make sure your commentators or you are very professional. Or if you're contacting people through Discord, don't be rude. Make sure you're a welcoming environment for everyone. That way everyone wants to come back and they will have a good time. You're broadcasting in front of a lot of people, hopefully, probably, and in front of your entrance, so be sure to act accordingly. I guess closing out now, the number one things to do are make sure people join Discord, make sure no one is wireless. Make sure you hold yourself to a different standard, or rather a higher standard. That way people will come back. Make sure you're prepared. Number one too, actually, make sure you eat. Make sure you eat, get something to drink, get a lot of water beforehand, especially if you're commentating or running the stream. It will be a while, at least. Again, do your research on your game, and make sure you write your rules clearly and have people join the Discord. The way I like to have a Discord formatted is have a channel for rules. Again, repeating what I said on the challenge. Have a check-in channel if you want to manually check in people. Have a reporting channel for losers and winners side to make it easier for you. Have a general channel so it does not clog up talk or just regular chatter doesn't clog up the important like reporting. And have a channel to call people to stream. You at people that are there and call everyone else to just fight off stream. Also as well, make sure you seed your brackets if you know who is fighting in your tournament. And definitely if you host multiple tournaments, take account of who wins and who places top 8. That way you know who is stronger and you can seed accordingly. Your entrance will thank you and everyone will love the fact that you do that and put the extra mile. It is a little bit more work, but everyone will appreciate it. As well, going back onto Discord, make sure you have a match finder channel, that way people can go ahead and find their matches off stream. Have them either set up in a lobby or a player room. Just make sure all your entrants have a matching Discord to Challonge name. That way it won't be hard to find players. If you cannot find a player, have it to where you have a 2 to 5 minute DQ timer. Manually start counting off if people can't find them. And if they're not there, go ahead and DQ them. There is no reason why people should be late to an online event. If it is an offline event, well, then if they're not there already, they're probably not going to make it unless they call you. I think that covers the basics of it, and I yeah, that's about it. That covers Challonge. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section down there, or reach me at Chickzama VS or at Chickzama on Twitter. I'm Chickzama, and good luck. Have fun at your next tournament.